Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Auction Not Included with me, your host, Luckymarine. And in this episode, we're sorting out the pumping. We need to prioritise that to about a 9. I don't think they need quite so many priorities. There's never a point where I've needed either. I don't know. Maybe 5 would do. 5 would probably be ample. Because you either want it done right now, or please don't do it until I say you do it. Or set it back to normal. So I think 5 would be, yeah. You still have a midpoint. You still have a low priority and a 5 a high priority, but you just, I don't think it needs to be all the way to 9. Oh, we'll get power linked up to it as well, up to the pump. And we'll start making this over here look a little bit more pretty. I think we're probably going to get rid of these coolers. Maybe they're just going to be a draw on power. Well, not turned on, so it doesn't really matter. We will get liquid piping, sandstone liquid piping along the same line to there, and the rest will come down here over the bridge. Alright, and that'll be our fresh water. Yes, that'll be a fresh water. And we're going to put a liquid bridge in here. So, deconstruct just the buildings there and there and there. You can't put a liquid bridge, you can't put anything over a liquid bridge. You can't put stairs either. So, they're just going to have to jump for that. We will deconstruct you. And we'll put a liquid bridge in. And complete the liquid bridge circuit. The liquid pipe circuit. What is this madness? Oh, you're not in... Wait, what? Have we suddenly ended up with an endless supply of poopy water out of this liquid bridge? $10 kilograms of contaminated water. Is that a thing? Have we just... Oh no, I suppose you're right into it. Yeah, fair enough. Alright. 10 kilogram, 10 kilogram, 10 kilogram. To the point where you get to 10 kilogram. Alright, okay. 10 kilogram of urine and vomit, more like. Alright. Oh yeah, you're not allowed in here, are you? Alright, make it an auto door for now. Please don't we in there. Please, please, please don't we in there. I mean, it doesn't matter too much at the moment, but I just... We'll see. One of them's bound to. And we'll have to mop it out. Ah, damn you, Floyd. Damn you, Floyd. So close and yet so far. Alright, so in this fluid system, we now need to put a, because of the tiny amount of poopy water in here now, we'll put a liquid filter in. Because the moment you mop up fluid, it's gone. So we'll not mop it up. We'll just filter it. I will filter the poopy water out and into here somewhere. Alright guys, let's get this done. Liquid pipe, made of a sandstone, the finest sandstone, of course. Right, in that way, out that way. Poopy water, out. Yeah, just feed into that system. That'll be fine. And we'll need power, because obviously all the filters need power. Ah, there we go. Ah, we'll prioritize this. Well, getting work done. And poopy water. Contaminated water. Alright, so. Can someone? There we go. So, this will pump a mix of fresh and poopy water, and we'll see. We will see. So the poopy water comes in, gets turned into steam, which then goes to our condensing room, which is dug into the abasolite. But it's working, but I'd like it to work more than this. Open, closed door. Right. So no one goes in here anymore. Could we dig even further into the abasolite, do you think? Even more of a space for heat dissipation. Plus we could run it through our coolers and then chuck it into this room. But it already has minus 272 degrees Celsius walls. It should be fine. $37, $37.50. Yeah, that's more than enough for it to turn back into liquid. Alright. We'll see if this works. So, the fresh water should drip back into our fresh water tank. The poopy water should go back into the system of being fed into that room. Done. And there's not a lot of vomit water here. It was only what Floyd managed to throw up whilst he was doing his jobs, which, you know, if you're running a high stress colony, it's the dangers you run into, and they'll just feed back into the system. So this will probably just be a temporary measure until we've because if we need to do any maintenance in this room, there's a chance of urine and vomit still. So we'll keep this up and running. We'll keep the filter up and running. Yeah, let's do a harvest, guys. I haven't done proper harvest in a long time. Let's get some work done. And these are only going to produce heat, so let's deconstruct these. And I wanted to link them up to something to try and get all the power out of them, but there's no point in creating heat in our base for no reason. And deconstruct the wires. Alright. Yeah. There's going to be too much heat produced. Now, we can get back to expanding this room. No, we're not. We need to get back to getting rid of our contaminated dirt. Damn you, contaminated dirt. Why did you all have to go poop right at the beginning? And why are these running? What are you pumping? What are you pumping and where are you pumping it to? Nothing needs to be on down here. Up here even. Disable you. Disable you. What are you pumping? And where are you pumping it to? I just... no thanks. Not just yet. But we'll turn that off in the morning. So, this works. Well, this works and this works. Fresh water from contaminated water without having to touch your sand. We're not having issues with contaminated oxygen just because we don't have toilets. We'll dig out you. Pump not liquid, that's fine. Pump not liquid, this is a bit weird. This is a bit weird up here. Down here. Get my ups and downs mixed up today. It's not painting me in a good light. I will further insulate this edge. I will continue to dig out bits and pieces. This needs moved. This needs to be moved in because we're losing oxygen into this enclosed space again. Something that I said, let's not do that. Should have noticed when we put the bridge down here we had to move the door. Alright. And the tile. Had a mess, stress vomiting, that's fine. More shit later, Silent. Yeah, just generally getting things done. We've needed this wall built up for a while, so I'm not too concerned with them actually getting it done now. Same with all this getting dug out in here. This has been needed to be done for a while. Well, we're doing alright in terms of gases. This was unfortunate, but we'll close that off. We won't go so far as to pumping the breathable oxygen in here out, but the less we have escaping that way, the better. A little bit more insulated tile just to stop us bringing this heat in. Well, it's not so much here, but down here it's quite hot. 33 degrees, especially in the bottom. Yeah. Why is this door so hot? Why are you so hot? Why are you at 65 degrees Celsius? Why is this pipe so hot? Wait, what? 126 degrees electrolyzer. Why are you? I can understand. I can understand the batteries. I can understand the hydrogen generator. Almost understand this. But not so much the wire going to it, which is 110 degrees Celsius. That's not going to do well for our base. How is it 110 here? But further along, it drops down to 23. Let's deconstruct the wire there and construct it again. Because it's obviously having a laugh. Alright. Oh yeah, pick up all that. Wow, look at all this. Just coming off this copper. That's horrific. That's a horrific amount of heat that's coming off that copper. Right, we'll wait for you to cool down a little bit. And then we'll build some more wire. Or rebuild it. Alright, try that. That seems to have worked. So if you end up with stretches of wire that are red for some reason, it looks like if you deconstruct the wire, the lumps of copper that are left over are uber hot, that dissipate the heat. Oh, you Mildred. Mildred, Mildred, Mildred. What have you done? You've got yourself stuck, haven't you? Yup. Look at that stupid face. Stupid face of Mildred. Come on then. Let's dig you off here. So you won't jump off, but you'll dig yourself off to the point where you fall into the bristle blossom. The point. At this point, Mildred knew she had fucked up. This point. This point, definitely. This is Mildred fucking up. And here. And here. Especially here with the bristle blossom. But then, happy again. Well, it's like, I don't know. I don't know, Mildred, what we're going to do with you. Can you dig these from underneath? I hope you can. Right, try that. And let's try digging these as well. No, no, give me the shovel. There we go. And let's go speed 3, because no one has time for speed 1. I don't know why they have a speed 1. I really don't. I don't know how it's a thing. So, digging out here to get rid of our contaminated oxygen, well, contaminated filth. Essentially, this is our poop bucket. It's just full of slime and contaminated dirt. Contaminated dirt has all of it come from the outhouse. So we'll get that way. And I know you can live off contaminated oxygen, and I know that's a thing, but no. Let's just no. Let's not be that. Let's not be that guy. Phosphorate. Make an interesting noise, phosphorite. Melting point of 243 degrees Celsius, eh? So what if we set our hydrogen generator on you? Yeah, in this place here I do want to get all the way to the bottom of the map to uncover a magma deposit this time, because we couldn't get to the last one that we uncovered. We just couldn't get there. There was a vacuum in between us and it. We got close, but we couldn't actually get into the magma. And I want to put a pump in there, and we'll pump the magma into or onto various different things. I mean, we've got iron here. There's a melting point of 1534. I'm sure that magma would be able to melt it. Maybe make iron blocks? I don't know. What about gold? 1063. We might be able to make gold bars. Or basalite. Might not be able to make a basalite bars. Coal. No. Phosphorate. Yep. We'll pour it onto phosphorate. And we'll see what it does to that. Yeah. What? Fertilizer has a melting point of 1712 degrees Celsius. Are you having a laugh? So fertilizer is more hardy than gold. Fertilizer is more hardy than iron. Is it? Is it close? 1534, 1000. Yep. Fertilizer. Fertilizer is more hardy than iron. But that, ladies and gentlemen, on that conundrum, is where we leave you for today's episode. Well, we rescued Mildred from the self-imposed issues that she was having. Breathable oxygen we are compressing into a very controlled envelope now, which is nice. We have breathable oxygen getting pumped as and when it's being produced actually into our base area. We have the steam getting fed off into our condensing room. Again, thank you, Quentin, for that. We're having the fluid that generates come down this pipe, and any contaminated water is getting fed back into that system and fed back into the battery room. Any fresh water ends up in our fresh water tank. We still have this body of water to tap into. We still have this body of contaminated water to put here. We still have this body of contaminated and this body of contaminated water to tap into. And yeah, we're at cycle 95 and we've not even used sand yet. We've not used sand for anything. We've not even had a deodorizer up. To that end, we have 60 tons of sand. I'm sure we had more sand. Have we used sand for something? Did they use sand in the filters? I thought we had 61 tons of sand. And now we only have 60. Is it used? That's strange. Maybe it's used in a building supply somewhere. I don't know. I will find out. We will find out later on. So, from Floyd and Mildred and Ming Mai and Lenny, it's good night. I have been Lucky Marine. You, as always, have been awesome. Come back in the next episode when we get rid of our contaminated oxygen. We'll do the same MMO. We might dig it a little bit further along here actually, so that we can use this chamber to flood and use it to pump into. But we'll do that next. We'll talk about that later on. I just end up waffling at the end of a video all the time with the waffling. All right, do take care.